Welcome to another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review. So this is my sour beer of the year. It's the only sour to make the top beers of the year. That doesn't mean it's the best beer, the sour beer in the UK. None of my beers of the year are. They're just my opinions for what that matters in the grand scheme of things. And this is a brewery, Neon Raptor, based in the Sneinton area of Nottingham. Uh, uh, I've been down there 3 times. Once at the craft beer festival, my very first time of going down. Although, you know, I had reasons for a couple of years of not going down, mental health issues and other things, money. But I went down, and the good man Dave, aka Craft Beer Basic, was really friendly, and he's a pure credit to Neon Raptor and their tap room. This is a bloke who is a genuinely lovely fella. Speaks his mind like a lot of us do, but a genuinely lovely fella. Although whoever does their social media needs to actually like and, I know they did the beer for Hop Zine, which was a lovely gesture. But yeah, not one of the times I've done a beer review have they ever liked or any or mentioned or, nothing at all. And I know the breweries can be a bit hit or miss on that. Some breweries are absolutely spot on though. And actually, thank you for your reviews and your, social interaction, pushing their beers. But hey ho, it may just be the fact that they don't do social media very much. They're not the only one in Nottingham who don't. But anyway, for our 5th birthday, we've gone with a trio of big flavoursome beers. This blackberry, cherry, maple and chocolate Imperial sour will make everybody walk the dinosaur. Boom, boom, akalaka laka boom. So it's a 10%, and I'll tell you now, blueberry, cherry, maple and chocolate Imperial sour. It is an absolute stunning beer. Whatever my thoughts are towards, God, I hope this don't gush as well. After that last bit, I'm a bit worried. Yeah, whatever my thoughts to their social media, um, they do make some good beers. Escape the Rancor, if that's how you pronounce it. I've got to be careful with that word. The Empress Brewery collab was special. Centaur Army is also a special beer. I just literally ran out of money this year to get it. But I'm sure I've had it on keg. But yeah, they're doing well anyway. I mean, I'm glad they went with the Raptor, the dinosaur, instead of that limp-looking tiger that they were originally going to go for. That would have been hilarious and funny. But so as you can see, there's a pink tinge to the pour. It's not quite black. There's a reddy tinge in the beer, and it looks damn good, doesn't it? It does look good. It smells amazing. I mean, like I said, blackberry, definitely. Cherry, I'm not really getting the maple and chocolate at the moment, but certainly blackberry and cherry are prevalent on the aroma. So let's go to the taste. Oh, both those two elements certainly at the forefront. In the background, the maple, and right at the end, the chocolate. It's a sweet, sour. If we're talking about sour beer producers in the UK, a big, massive kudos goes to the Kings, Vault City Brewing. I've only had their Tesco's offerings, which were brilliant, and a few from Southampton's Nisa shop. The man down there is a legend. He is what they all should be doing around the country, Nisa shops. They would get a following like no other shop. Trust me. Scott and Wanda know this. Because Scott was the one who actually told me where to go on Wamsey Road. I don't know. I don't really know that neck of the woods. But and Brett also. Brett knows that area. These two are beer reviewers. If you're watching this and you think, who the hell Scott and Wonder? And who's Brett? Yeah, they're fellow beer reviewers. But in any case, cracking. So really enjoyable. I again picked this up from Fire Rock Brewing in Sutton Ashfield, and their stocking of really class beers is something. You know, if you're a follower of craft beers and that per se, and you want the best of the best, then what they're selling is the best of the best, and they ship nationwide as well. So, you know, I like to give credit where credit's due to people, regardless of my what my thoughts are about them. Because it's always about the beer. It's not about anything else. That's you know, it's what I'm tasting. What I'm tasting is amazing. Oh, one more beer review tonight, and then I've got my final 3 beers for tomorrow. It is no um, surprise that the 3 beers left, possibly number 1, 2, and 3 of the beers that I can get. However, I have not been able to get every single beer that I wanted to get to do the beers of the year. Like all of us, you know, we've all had some amazing beers through the year. My supreme champion beer, I've got to decide tomorrow. This could be it because it is a stunning beer. You know, there's no doubt about it. It's an absolutely stunning beer. This is part of their 5th birthday beers. It was sad that Adam Anderson left, but obviously, you know, you never know what goes off in the background, so it's not for me to say or to even think about really. But he's gone over to Liverpool to start up Asvex Brewing Company, and he's producing some amazing beers too. So obviously, like the Neon Rap, it's like Neon Raptor Part 2 up there. And yeah, did some amazing beers. Be interesting for an Asvex slash Neon collaboration at some stage. I wonder if that would be on the cards. Be an interesting one. But for me, Asvex and Bang the Elephant would make a great collab. As also for Neon Raps to do collabs with the likes of Bang the Elephant, Urban Chicken, Alter Ego, and Navigation Brewery as well. I think Navigation Brewery have proved themselves to be a very interesting brewery on the craft side of things. Craig and Dom are doing some great beers and deserve to you know go over and do collabs and you know multi collabs that both sides get a bit out of. You know, well, you know, you go up to the, you know what I mean. But for a style that you know, a year and a half ago, was it 2 years ago now? It'd be 2 years ago. It was a Berliner Weisse from the London Beer Factory. I had it and it was like, oh my gosh. And your taste buds have changed and so much. And these sours now just taste bloody lovely. The, the elements in there are just balmy. It's awesome how they do it. And, you know, you've got to be a fan of the work of these breweries and what they're doing. Will the bubble burst at some stage? Not if it's managed correctly. And I do wonder sometimes, and breweries guilty of one, dropping ABVs. Don't piss about with ABVs. Leave the bloody ABVs as they are. Brewdog are the worst for this. Saddlers as well. Although it's not Saddlers anymore, it's Halewood, isn't it? Or whatever they call that brand. What's that brand called? No, I don't know. Pissing about with ABVs turned one of the best traditional Christmas beers into a shit beer because they lowered the ABV on it by 1.5%, which killed the beer. You know, it wasn't the same beer. If it was released originally at that, you could understand. Don't like it. I'd rather pay a bit more for a beer than be messed about with and lowering the ABV. Brewdog again, they're just as bad. Although they literally got a slating universally for what they did to Elvis Juice. And funnily enough, Elvis Juice is back up to 6.5%. There's a thing there. Leave the flipping beer alone. If it's a great beer, don't prat about with it. You know. Sometimes breweries, and there's a lot of breweries guilty of this, not going back to decent beers, not rebrewing beers that made them interesting. I mean, and then rebrewing shit beers as well. You know, that you think so. Why did you even bother rebrewing that? It was crap in the first place. Obviously, it's all everyone's own opinion on beers. Oh. So for this to beat the Vault City King of Beers, the brewery, the king of brewery sour beers, it has to be amazing. I'd never tried the vampire one. I know Dave, aka Craft Beer Basic, got it, reviewed it. I think a couple of beer reviewers have reviewed it. And even though I live in the city, doesn't mean I can afford every single beer from every single brewery. There are far too many beers coming out for me to even do that just in Nottingham alone. Never mind across the country. Which is why, as people who review beers, you know, for what we are, I mean, it's nice to get the kudos. Hopzines getting that kudos was nice. I hand on heart say thank you to Neon Raptor for that. If anybody from Neon Raptor actually watches these videos, like I say, don't really respond on social media. So, but they're not the only ones. You know, sometimes I do feel that you know, do you bother tagging them in? Because if they're not interested, they're not interested. So review the beer and move on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do, and they just don't say anything. You know, maybe they just say, "Oh, you know, thank you" in quiet. Yeah, or maybe they, you know, yeah. I always wonder. I always wonder if people watch. And obviously, there's not that many beer reviewers reviewing lots and lots of beers. Do companies only take notice of the people that have got 50,000 subscribers? It does make you wonder, doesn't it? Or did you think, yeah, he's a shit reviewer? It always it's a question. It's an interesting thing. I have my opinion. I paid for the beer, so I'll say it as I see it. They are Nottingham company. I'm from Nottingham, and obviously, I'm so proud of what the city is, where they are in this Nenton area, makes them so relevant to Nottingham's progression. And I'd love more breweries to move into that Snenton market area if it's possible. And if the city council drop their bloody prices, I think for smaller breweries, it's an exciting place to go. I also think that Neon Raptor need to expand and maybe buy a couple of shops and make the brewery bigger and make the tap room bigger, but not move out of Snenton, because I think that's iconic. Sometimes you move, you lose, you lose. You know, if they were to move from Snenton and move further out, might not be the best choice. Sometimes you win because you're in a certain area, and Snenton is becoming that area. Maybe only so from Thursday to Sunday. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's probably as dead as a door now. But, you know, most breweries need time to brew. You know, you can't be brewing when when you need to be open for the public, like on a Saturday or something. You know, you just can't do it. You need to choose your life, I suppose, don't you? It's something that I'd like to do. If I was ever lucky enough to win the lottery, ain't gonna do it on God. Ain't gonna do it as a gardener, that's for sure. But it's something I'd like to do. I mean, if I had my own little microbrewery set up here, doing similar to what Firerock Brewing Company do, producing enough beer to on a weekly basis brewing, it could be very interesting, you know. once you've got a certain amount of people buying your beer, but then obviously then beer duty kicks in, doesn't it? All that rubbish. So yeah, good old government and its taxes. Anyway, slight divergence there. You know, I'm just about to cook the wife some dinner, so Chateau Briand with some home cooked potato chips, all that bloody stuff from the shops, and some garlic mushrooms. So I'm going to quickly get this beer review done and dusted, get up the ass, get cooking, then come back down from in about an hour or so, hour and a half's time, and do the last beer review. So 3 beer reviews again today, maybe a sneaky 4th if I get away with it. Apologies for no lives. At one stage, I was like the master of lives, Obi Rag Kenobi. That was actually my nickname at one stage. But yeah, I was like the master of lives, and it seems that I've just lost that mojo, and it didn't come back in December. Whether it was YouTube and it's absolutely shite notifications, or the fact that people are just so busy these days, working and shopping and living a life. You know, it's not the same as it was, and I didn't get the feel for it that I got last year. It's surprising, isn't it? You know when it's good, how it all flows really well. Lots of people coming on, good chat, good banter, and that. These days I don't even get trolls coming on, so I'm obviously not popular anymore. Not that popularity means a shit, but there you go. So great lacing on this, lovely colour, that pink tinge to the head, and again the flavours are immense. How they get these flavours in, it's stunning. And well done, Neon Raptor. You know, I've never heard anything from them, but apart from their fantastic tap room man, Mr. Craft Beer Base, he's a legend. Craft beer legend of Nottingham. But yeah, cracking man. But out of 5 for me, a good 4.67. This is an absolutely stunning Imperial sour. If you can still get it, get it. Don't worry about dates. Mean shit. It's fantastic beer. 10%, it ain't gonna go off, you know. Fantastic. All the elements are there. Absolutely loved it. It's why I've drank it again. Amazing. Well played, Neon Raptor. And you're from Nottingham as well. Yay! Cheers, everyone.